Hello, my name is Kyle Bush, and today we'll be representing the affirmative side of the resolution. The United States federal government should substantially change its policy toward drones and targeted killings. Drones are no doubt a big subject as our warfare technology is evolving. There's a lot of question as to whether the drones are being used properly or for ethical reasons. This is no doubt a topic that can't wait to be debated upon. Instant action is required and we need to change because the status quo is no longer effective. The recent killing of two innocent Westerners is exactly why this topic needs changed. After providing definitions, we will present our arguments and the case on the resolution. Substantially is defined as to a great or significant extent, change, to make or become different, drones, unmanned air vehicles equipped with combat capabilities, and targeted killings, planned out and intentional killing of a specific person or group. All the definitions were pulled from the Oxford Dictionary if possible. We believe that drones should be only a tool for reconnaissance purposes. This will help avoid controversy on this topic, and this is a policy debate and will be used in terms of comparative advantage. The following arguments will be our advantages of the change and why we will win the debate. Argument 1. Drone strikes are killing innocent civilians and are ultimately creating more terrorists than killing them. According to the Washington Post, the number of Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula grew from 300 in 2009 to 700 in 2012. This is because of the up-round number of 1,047 known civilians that have been killed from collateral damage. Killing family and friends is encouraging them to join the cause. Argument 2. Drone strikes are unethical in its approach and do more harm than good. Drone strikes aren't always reported, and when they are often for low-threat, low-value targets. In a report done by CNN, between 2008 and 2010, only 14 of these were top-tier militants. From 2004 to 2012, about 49 militant leaders were killed, only constituting in 2% of all drone-related fatalities. Especially in most recent events, was the drone strike worth killing the two hostages? They lack transparency and are questioned by the U.S. population and our allies. And finally, our last argument, drone strikes violate international law, which right there means we can't use them for this purpose to begin with. Under international humanitarian law, the targeted individual must directly be participating in hostilities with the U.S. Simply being suspected of a connection to a militant organization isn't enough to make somebody a permissible target. And that was quoted by the International Law Journal of Harvard Law. So these arguments build our case as to why drone strikes should stop being used for attacks and instead for non-lethal and reconnaissance purposes.
How you guys doing? I'm Mike Mins, and in rebuttal, first off, I agree with the definitions provided. Drone strikes are killing innocent civilians and are ultimately creating more terrorists than killing them. Drone strikes reduce terrorist threats and keep the pressure on them. Strikes have killed an upward of 3,500 militants and a high level of commanders. They prevent plots and impose fear on other leaders to not want to make terrorist actions. Our actions shouldn't be questioned as we have completed our goals as a country. We aren't making new or more enemies, just remaining enemies with the same people. Drones are actually killing fewer civilians than other military weaponry. Traditional weapons cause more collateral damage than drones. As estimated, 2,000 civilians have been killed since 2001 when drone strikes were issued. Well, actually, 200 civilians have been killed by drones. War kills more people than that. For example, in the Vietnam War, 7,000 deaths were civilians and caused by traditional acts of war. Drones are an effective tool to take out a target and fuel efficient. Drone strikes are legal under international law. The Uncharter provides a national adherent right to self-defense after it has been attacked. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia have consented to U.S. drones because they can control terrorist groups within their own borders. The U.S. has the right to anticipate self-defense, which gives the right to use force against a real and imminent threat when left no choice in means, according to the Journal of American University of International Law.
So to start, my colleague he stated that more terrorists are starting to become terrorists instead of killing them off with these drone strikes. And to that, the opposition said that we're keeping pressure on their leaders and we're keeping them terror so they don't come out. To that, I would like to say that in June 2012, an Al-Mahizan strike was intended for al-Shanadad, and our military had 3 strikes that targeted him, all of which missed and all of which killed innocent people and destroyed villages. And the third and final strike that was at him, he was not even in the area. After that, we stated that drone strikes are unethical, and to that our opposition stated that they kill fewer than other military combatants and weaponry. And Farhi al-Muslim is a man from Wasab, Yemen, who was struck with drone attacks, and all the farms there were destroyed. And I'm pretty sure that there have been no other military weaponries that are destroying the ways in which the people of Yemen live their lives and conduct their business, except for drones. There were seen areas of U.S. targets missed there and intended targets, and instead hit innocent villages, killing thousands, encouraging Al-Qaeda to promote and attempt more terrorism, which goes further on to our point. Also, U.S. drone strikes have recently killed 1 American and 1 Italian hostage, which of our own men, and that was in January. Their names were Warren Wystan and Giovanni Laporto. Our final claim was that it is a violation of international law, and to that the opposition said that it was legal and that Yemen and Pakistan gave us permission. However, I would like to say that UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights Ben Emerson, as a matter of international law, the drone campaign is being conducted without consent of elected representatives and people, which is against the law and a violation of the sovereignty of those countries. And the United States neglected to comment on Emerson's report, stating that the matters were classified, ultimately accepting defeat. So if our American government is accepting defeat on this topic, then I don't see how our opposition could possibly give any reasons to that if the American government cannot. And that's all.
Yeah.